Well, hello again, this is Hero. Well, what we're gonna do is to go ahead and work on 5 of these, I call it classroom materials. Started in bonsai, we'll start with material about this age bracket. Today we're working with TRIDENT. It doesn't matter, but a lot of these are 7, 10, maybe even 12 years old on some of them. And what happens is beginners want to start from the beginning, but the beginning, all you get is a twig. And there's such a long distance to anything with any shape that usually people get confused or quit. The only drawback to starting from this point is the economics. It is a little more expensive. So I don't push it, but I wish everybody that would come to me and take my classes would go ahead and spring for these. But anyway, after that announcement, I'll go ahead and show you what we're gonna do. So this is some more of the beginning and after. Oh, let's take a look before I get started. See, all these have the 3 elements that I always talk about. The roof flare at the base, and the movement that defines the style, and the taper. Now, what happens with these, every time they grow back, so I have to constantly trim at it. So most of these, even if it's 7 years old, I probably started from seed. I have to prep the material from the seed by removing the taproot and then planting it. And every year I've been trimming these at least 3 times a year, maybe even more. So try to get that much information for the beginner. It's really difficult because, you know, you get this little twig and you can't visualize. So anyway, that's what I do, is to go ahead and keep that in place. So I already put the basic shape in there, and it's of substantial age so that it's easy to understand where you're going. This one here has some big things inside that could ruin the line, especially the taper, so I'll get rid of those. And see, it's not that much work, except that there's a lot of them out there. Just in this size, I must have at least a couple hundred. Not all maples, more towards a slant style. See? So if somebody starts from this level, then you learn how to get to the finished state. Bonsai is a fairly long process if you want to make a nice one. Some people, they think they're okay when they really have nothing. Goal of a bonsai is to capture the essence of nature. Somewhere out there should be a tree that looks like this. Now, the books, especially the Japanese books, they have styles. Well, somebody somewhere once saw that and they stylized it. That's what a bonsai is, capturing the essence of nature in miniature. See, with these light trimming, you could start to see the original style, right? So what I recommend for people, if you really want to do bonsai, start here or slightly better, depending on the economics. And if you truly want to learn, after 2 or 3 years of learning how to get to the finish, go back and do the cuttings and seeds. That makes, to me, more sense. But people think that they should start from the beginning, and for 3 years, 4 years, there's nothing. And the other thing, too, is you got to learn to visualize what happens. And when you're in the beginning stage, you have no way of knowing how to visualize what the next step will be. Well, actually, I have people that's been with me over 20 years, and they still can't visualize. So anyway, okay, this one is a multiple. And maintaining taper is one of the more difficult aspects of a grove, because you usually start out with fairly young, and if you're not careful, you end up with the reverse taper really easy. This one actually is in pretty good shape. Okay, let's look and see what we have. See, these have enough age so that all you have to do is to finish. Okay, here's another one. So if you start from this stage, it's easy to visualize where you're going, right? Because it's getting there. Somebody selects this one, it's really got a good one right here. I bet this is more than 12, 14 years old, something like that. And I still keep it in the same price range, in the same container. If I had ambition, I would raise it up to a different container and charge more, but actually, I noticed there's a third tree. I thought it was a double, but there's a third one here. So actually, this may not be a this might be a clump style. See, it either fused together or this is a clump style. Well, when it's at least last one, this is more a slant style, I believe. Yep, it's a slant style. Let's look. So this has been Trident maple. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this little short chapter. I'm going to sign off. So this is Hero saying goodbye, and I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. And when all this crazy stuff is over and you live nearby and you want to take a class, I hope you listen to what I said. Start from at least a moderately good bonsai material. Do not start from true beginners. Those starter plants are so far away from finished that you'll never be able to figure out. Okay, that's my advice for today. See you again real soon. Goodbye.